welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to my doll room. Well, I'm not in my doll room, but I'm still pretty close to it. Today I needed a little bit more space to show you what we're going to be looking at. Actually, we have a guest star today, which is my kitty cat, Mila. She's going to be hanging out with us, and she may be playing with some dolls too, so we'll just have to see. But so I have a little bit of a story. I found this Disney Princess doll gift set collection, I guess, collector box set for a really good deal over the weekend. We were traveling, we went and seen a concert, and we found this. And I thought, I don't think I should buy it, you know, it's just too much. But then I thought, well, if I was gonna buy this, I would debox it, of course, because it's not limited edition and I don't have space for this giant box. So I thought, well, I would really like to have these faces and these outfits of these Disney Princess dolls. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go back and get it, and thankfully it was still there, just in time for us to go home. So me and Mila are gonna be taking a look at these things, and I'm gonna take them out, and I'm gonna show you the deboxing process, and I'm gonna show you the face sculpts, and maybe tell you a little bit about this. So for starters, this is the Disney Store face sculpts, but sometimes at JC Penney, there's like Disney Store sections inside of JC Penney, and that is what this is. So anytime you ever see it's a Disney Collection and not Disney Store or the Disney brand shop Disney logo now, it means it's from JC Penney's Disney Collection. And this is where this came from. And as you can see, there's like this weird orange sticker here. It's a little beat up in places. It hasn't had the best life, you know. It's been a little beat up. So I'm thinking someone must have returned this at some point. So that's probably how it ended up being so clearanced. There's also a big ding in the plastic right here. Not sure if you could tell that with the lighting, but there's a big gash there next to Aurora. So, you know, thankfully this was a good price, and I'm gonna give it a good home. So, first I'll just show you the general box. It's pink. Over here is Ariel, Belle, and Aurora. And I know this can't be too old because these artworks have been around for a little while. You know, they seemed like more recent artworks. So, and it's all pink and bedazzled. Down here it says Disney Princess gift set, and then over here is the warnings. So there's the logo there, and then of course, here is the warning. So the artwork on the back is each of the princesses included in this set. And like I said, it seems like pretty recent and relevant artwork. Like that Aurora looks pretty recent, that Belle, Jasmine, Snow White, Cinderella looks pretty recent, and then Moana. So I noticed Moana was the newest character in this box set, so I thought, surely this didn't come out whenever Moana came out in 2016. But maybe, I'm not sure. So if any of you have information on what year this artwork is, then please let me know. I know now they are trying to go back to the princess's original looks, look more like they did in the film. So I'm not sure if this is current or what, but someone returned it, someone dinged it up. All right, so let's flip the camera around and we're gonna take a look at the dolls. We're gonna get these out of the box. Just 1 second. First up, we have Snow White, and this is a face sculpt from Snow White that we've seen for a while. And she has some details on her dress, but not as detailed as the Disney Store normally would. With JC Penney's Disney Collection, you can expect a little down on the quality, not as nice as the official Disney Store, of course, or that would be their competition. An older Rapunzel face sculpt, not the current. We have Tiana, Belle, which I think is the current Belle face sculpt in paint, Moana, Cinderella, and Moana has been the same since her movie came out, and Cinderella has been the same for a while, Ariel, so this is after the fish face Ariel, or maybe before the fish face Ariel face sculpt, Jasmine, this is not the newest Jasmine face sculpt, so it's a little dated. And then here's Aurora with her mouth smiling. So the current Aurora has her mouth shut. So we know that this can't be current. So there's a few in here that are a little dated and some of them aren't. So it's just interesting, you know, what year is this from? All right, here's just a quick look at the princesses on the back. Some of these artworks are a little dated and then maybe some of them are more recent. I know I've seen this Belle a lot recently, and I know that I see this Cinderella a lot. So down here is product information. Nothing has a year on it. And here is the Disney Store, Disney Collection trademark, which I guess is some kind of brand within the Disney Store something. I don't know how they worked it out, but that's how they worked it out. And this cost $130 at JC Penney, but that is thankfully not what I paid for it, just because it's so damaged and it had been returned. But if any of you guys have any more info on this artwork or maybe this specific set, please let me know. So let's take a look at this doll set after we got a quick look up close. And as you can see, Milla isn't joining me now. She went and ran and done something else, but she might be back here in a minute. So there's just like little basic little tabs here that hold it together. And this is cardboard, but it's obviously been beaten up somehow. Maybe someone bought this and regretted it, didn't want it. So we take this top piece off, and this actually has like a carrying thing on it, so you can carry the dolls if you wanted to, like a suitcase. This is gonna be a little tricky here. I think I got it. Here we go. Okay. Now these should just slide right out. And then... Did we lose anything? No. Thank goodness. Alright. So look how nice those look without the plastic glare. It seems so funny to be holding these like this. Like, look at all these dolls, and they're really held in there really good. Like, none of them are loose or anything. So we'll just see what happens. But I'm gonna take one out at a time, and we're gonna talk a little bit about each one. So, and I've got my handy dandy scissors. So let's take a look at Snow White first, because she's here on the end. And of course she's the first Disney princess. So these are held in with like a few little different things. There's like tacks that are in the back of their head, which is how a lot of dolls get held in their boxes. You know, you have to anchor them in somehow. Oop, I think she's been released. I think so. Hang on, there's just one little thing down here I need to get. Alright. So, first one being released from her prison is Snow White. Snow White from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I love Snow White. As you guys know, I have a lot of Snow White dolls. But here is the JC Penney Disney Deluxe Collection set Snow White. And just look how lovely her face looks there. She looks a lot better than I do on camera. But just beautiful. She has brown eyes, black hair, a red bow to the side, you know. Her classic sleeves. They have tissue paper in all of these gowns, I can see. And that's how they have got them to look so nice and presentable. So without the tissue paper, it looks a little bit more conish. So it's really not as full as it looked in the box. So her arms for the Disney Collection, they're not as detailed and as quality. So yes, it uses the Disney Store face, it uses a lot of their good fabrics for these dresses, but they don't have articulated arms. So it's basically just like a Barbie arm. You can't bend your elbows, you can't move your wrists. But at the Disney store, when you go to the Disney store, you can get that from them. So that's the only big difference between JC Penney's dolls and the Disney store dolls. I think they're made in similar ways and by similar people. It's just there's a little bit of difference in quality. So she has on heels, which is something that's interesting because the Disney store current dolls don't have heels. They have like flat feet, and they have rubber jointed legs. So you could like sit her down, I think. Let me see. No. Oh yeah, there's a joint in there. So see, there's a joint in there. So she could sit down, but that's just about it. I mean, nothing else other than that. And honestly, I'm kind of scared to, so it'll go forward, but it won't go. Okay, there. Snow White, she's got a crook in her knee. So there's some articulation there. So these should all be the same except for Moana. Moana has a different body type with the Disney store and Disney Collection dolls. So I don't know how these are made. I don't know if like the Disney store has an agreement with the JC Penney Disney Collection. Like, hey, you can use our face sculpts, you can use our fabrics, but you can't make dolls that are as nice as the ones we make. I don't know how that works. But basically that's what I get from this. So all of these have the same arms and legs except for Moana. So whenever we get to Moana, I'll look at her joints, but the others will be the same because they have the same body type. But so there is Snow White, well, a Snow White. Next, we're gonna look at Rapunzel. She has a lot of hair here, so I'm gonna be careful not to cut it. And then there's some tacks holding her in back here. So you can see there's all kinds of little things holding a bunch of characters in. This. Oh, and there's some twisty things. I think these are the things that are holding her hair in the box. You know, because she has to have control. Okay. Now let's see if she will just lift right out of here. Voila! So now, free from her tomb is Rapunzel. We'll get some of this paper off. She indeed also had paper, but her hair is super long and she has a beautiful face. It's not the current Rapunzel face, which I think is the best one they've ever done. But this face was the one right before it, and it works. She's got green eyes, pink lips, long blonde hair. She of course has her pink dress. This looks very similar to what the Disney store has done, but I can just tell it's just a wee bit different. And there are her feet. She doesn't have shoes because Rapunzel doesn't like to wear shoes. So her hair is actually really nice quality. It's very soft, no gel in it, and I don't really know if any of these do, but maybe because they're really characters that don't have to have gel. Snow White, obviously, to get this look, you kind of have to have gel. All right, get that tissue paper out of the way. So we have a few more left to go. Next is Miss Tiana, like I call her TT. I don't know if anyone else calls her that, but I do sometimes. So she has this big tie here, and I think that's it. So let's see. Ooh, yeah. And then down here at her feet, looks like she's free. So she's got like this thing for her bun. Get her tissue paper out. Okay. So here's Tiana. Her dress is a little wrinkly from the box. And there she is. She's got little curls, she's got her crown. This dress, I can tell though, very poor quality compared to what the Disney store does with Tiana now. I mean, look at that, like it's just one layer. Heels. But the Disney store does a much better Tiana, but for what I paid for all of these, this Tiana kind of worth it to me. So she's just, you know, jiving down the bayou. There's that. Next is my favorite princess, which is Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Belle is tacked in here a few ways at her waist, and then I think maybe down here. Let me see. Here's some these. Okay, now let's take a look at how to get Belle out. So she was tied at her waist. Oop, there comes her hair. And there's some bindings here on her actual, like, shoes. Get it. Whoop, yep. All right, Belle, you are free. Belle has a good case of box hair, and her dress was like tucked in between her legs, so it's like kind of wrinkly in the back. Whoop. Okay, Belle, this is a very slimmed down version of your ball gown. There's really no fluff or frill here. Very basic. Still has that beautiful Belle face from the Disney store, but not that beautiful gown. But for this, it gets the job done. It's pretty basic, you know, just what they require of a Belle doll. Her hair was kind of swept to her side in the box, so that might be why it's a little different, because it was over her shoulder a little bit, so it's like squished. But yeah, it gets the job done. Next, we're gonna look at Moana. So this will be a big change in terms of the articulation. So I will make sure to talk about her entire body structure here. She has some pins holding her in, and she has a few other little things holding her in here. So cut this, cut this. There's like some ties here too that are holding her in. So just bear with me. And I don't know why she's in the middle, so maybe this came out around the time that she joined the lineup. Aha, here it is, I found it. Oh, is she free? Almost. Okay, so here is Moana, and she definitely has a different face sculpt, body sculpt, articulation, and she's the only one who has articulated arms in the set, but that's probably because she has different arm types. So as you can see, she is articulated at the elbow, at the wrist, and you can move her. She can do her dance that she does with her grandmother, you know. Her hair is so pretty and long. It's like curly, and it just looks like she's been in the sun. She's on the ocean. There's coconuts, you know, it's just very nice. So her legs are all rubber, and you can bend them a little bit, but the skirt is kind of restricting. And there's like a little tack. There's like a little ribbon there holding the skirt together. So I'm not gonna touch that. I want it to just stay the way it is. But she's the only one, and this is the same as the Disney store's body, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know why Moana out of the whole set got articulation. That might have been because she was a different body type. Or simply she was the newest princess. They wanted to make her doll nicest. She also has a real necklace, and the other girls don't. Well, Aurora does. We'll get to that in just a second. So Moana, the queen who has articulation in this doll set. Next we have Cinderella. It looks very basic, like just getting the job done with Cinderella. Cut that there. Ooh, she has glass slippers on. Scoot this down so you guys can see. She has glass slippers on, and think she just has a little tack here, holding her captive. There we go. Okay, Cinderella. See if you can be released now. Nope. Still a little bit left. I don't want to rip her hair out. Come on, Cinderella. It's time to go to the ball. Oh, she's got another thing. Oh! Oh, it goes around. Okay, aha. Here we go. So there is Cinderella. Like I said, very similar to Belle. It's kind of like the same shape of dress. It just has a different, you know, neckline on there. But you know, actually, she looks really pretty. Like, I would expect her to not look as nice as the Disney stores, but there she is. And she has glass slippers on. So they didn't just take a shoe that was like the generic color of her dress. They actually made clear see-through slippers. There's Cinderella. Just a few more here. We've got this Ariel doll. And I'm not sure if these fins have like ever been seen before, or like if JC Penney's version of her fins is like, they have their own thing with that. Someone who is more schooled on the Ariel classic dolls could totally see if they could find the information out for you. Aha, I see why Cinderella was so hard to get out. I was chomping the wrong one because I was getting Ariel's instead. Okay, Ariel. Come on. Oop, there we go. All right. So here's Miss Ariel. She's reaching for the surface there. Same hands. But I'm thinking that, yeah, there's legs underneath this. So her legs are just inside of this fin. And her hair is like rubber banded behind her. So let's release the hair, because I want to see what it looks like. Woo! So here we go. We released Ariel's hair, and it's kind of wild because it's been in a rubber band for a while. But it's really pretty, nice quality hair, and she just looks stunning. Like, it's very red and very, very nice. It's very soft. Doesn't really have gel in it, but you can just tell it's sat like a certain way for a while. They can never get her bangs right. Like, no matter what company the doll is coming from, they can never get that right. So there's, yeah, I'll have to mess with that a little bit more, but you get the message. There's Ariel. Okay, Jasmine, another princess of color here. Sad that we don't see Mulan and Pocahontas in this set, but honestly, you really only get them guaranteed with the Disney Store or with Mattel here recently. Mattel has always made sure that they include Mulan and Pocahontas. And even Merida. Merida is one that gets a lot of overlooking, I guess. And I think that's because people say, oh, you know, she's not as popular. Well, Merida definitely has her fans too. I love Merida. I didn't like her in the beginning, but that's another conversation for another day. Here is Jasmine. This is an older Jasmine face sculpt, definitely not what we have now. And her skin tone is different now. So I don't know if JC Penney matches these skin tones of the Disney Store versions. So there she is. She has a necklace, but it's like a piece of fabric that's glittery, and they have it like rubber banded down. She has her earrings. She has her headband without a gem. And there's a bra top and then like genie shoes at the bottom. So she doesn't have heels. She has just the same feet with genie shoes and then genie pants. So, okay, last but not least, here we have Aurora. And I think Aurora's dress works the best here because her dress is always kind of narrow here. Unlike Belle's and Cinderella's, I think Aurora's dress is a little more angular. So I see why this could work better. Let's unhook her there. Ooh, she has pretty pink heels on. Unhook her there. She's got some tacks holding her in up here at the top. Here. Look at this. These are hard to get up here at the top. All right. So Aurora, are you free? Yes. So here she is. Her dress was in between her feet. Voila. Honestly, after seeing Aurora with her mouth open again, smiling, this makes me love the Disney Store's version of her with her mouth shut. I just think it's so much more complimenting for Aurora, but you know, it looks like the character. Her dress, like I said, I just feel like this looks so much more like accurate as Aurora because her dress seems to be more like cylinder, kind of cone shaped, a little more angular, like I said, as compared to like Belle, who Belle's dress is usually so voluminous and flowy. Aurora's dress, I guess, could be, but I think this works better than the others. Also, her hair is like strapped in here, so let's release that. Her hair also looks a little crunchy, so maybe there's some gel. Look at how it's been held in there. Look at how this just yeah. You see what I mean? It's just really stale and like it feels really crunchy, and it's like in separated little pieces here. So not bad just for a few seconds there. Alright, so that is all the dolls here in the box. Well guys, thank you guys for watching my journey of unboxing that. I had a lot of fun. I'm really excited about these, even though they're like not the official Disney Store merchandise. They're still really pretty dolls, and I can't wait to put them in with the rest of mine. So let me know what you think, which one did the best here in this set, or if you just absolutely hated them, or which was your least favorite. Alright guys, stay tuned because I'm going to be making more doll videos as always. See you next time. Bye!